7. Barrett outside, the switch. Doncic goes, oh, what a great step! And then he hammers it home. Broke his ankles.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all is well, and of course you guys are doing well. The New York Knicks just came out victorious up against the Indiana Pacers, the final score being 109-106. We're on the road. We are now 17-13 on the season. We have now won 7 games in a row. This New York Knicks team is rolling, and I don't want to hear anyone say the Pacers weren't like a good team to really compete against or anything like that, because the Indiana Pacers were 500 entering this game, and they have a nice young nucleus of talent. Tyrese Halliburton has been the assist leader, been one of the top assist leaders in this league. He's someone that could score the basketball. He's still improving a little bit on the defense side of the basketball, but he's a damn good player. Miles Turner still one of the best shot blockers in this league. You have Buddy Hield that could shoot the heck out of the basketball. You have Benedict Mathurin, who's a top 3 rookie of this draft class. You have Rick Carlisle that's going to hold these guys accountable and get the most out of them. At the end of the day, they have talent and they competed hard. You got to give credit to the Indiana Pacers. Chris Dorte's a solid player, but this was a close, competitive game. This was a game of runs. There were so many runs throughout this basketball game that the New York Knicks will be up 7 points, and then the Indiana Pacers erase that, and they're up 4 points, and then we're up 7 again, and then they're up 3. Like, there was just so many games of runs, or there was just like both of these teams didn't play clean basketball. This was a scrappy, kind of ugly game, to be real with you guys. There was some nice defensive play, and then there was some ugly defensive play, especially in the fourth quarter when a guy of Aaron Naismith, who was taken back in the 2020 NBA draft, someone who you could say has been kind of a disappointment for a lottery pick. He had a career high. He was killing us. He was scrappy. He was diving on the floor. He played his heart out. You have to give credit to that dude. He did a good job dribble penetrating. He had a nice step back 3, I believe, in the corner as well. He played really hard. He had a career high. You could say that's kind of embarrassing. Someone that's not known as a scorer got his, but at the end of the day, the New York Knicks came out victorious. But yeah, getting to that play, it was a big play in the fourth quarter when Aaron Naismith just drove right past his man. There was a miscommunication. Randall didn't rotate over. RJ didn't rotate over. And Mitch wasn't even in the interior to defend him. Mitch had some very nice blocks, and I thought he was a beast on the boards. But then you could also say in the fourth quarter, we allowed tons of offensive rebounds, even though you could say some of them were unlucky of just like bouncing right off the back rim and bouncing right back to the perimeter. But the New York Knicks definitely needed to be better down the stretch when it came to rebounding the basketball. But Buddy Hield, holy shit. This dude, and I'm going to be getting into another player that he's worth every penny, worth every freaking penny, like any incentives, just all of it, because he was freaking brilliant. But Buddy Hield hit a huge step back 3 in the fourth quarter. You think this game's over, or just the way he was really heading. The New York Knicks didn't score for a decent amount of time, but then you have to realize this is a game of runs. It's literally like the Pacers and Knicks were picking turns, or they were just going back and forth oh, now it's your turn to go on a run. It just felt like that. It was such a weird game. But Buddy Hield hits a huge step back 3. We don't score on the other end. I believe Randall has this, or it was definitely in a big moment, Randall had this huge turnover that he spun, turned the ball over, and I know the Pacers were able to finish on the other end. Aaron Naismith had a easy dunk when it came to the dunker spot, but Jalen Brunson, man, what do you have, 30 points? Just every time when it looked like the Pacers were going on a run, when it looked like they were kind of putting it away in the fourth quarter, we're on the road. The atmosphere is crazy in Indiana. This is a basketball place. Brunson hits a huge 3 on the right wing. He's drawing fouls like crazy. He's working down the lane, dribble penetrating, finishing, getting to that mid-range. He had a ridiculous fadeaway shot from the corner. We were able to keep Miles Turner in check offensively, though. Miles Turner missed some huge free throws down the stretch. He missed some huge threes as well. The Pacers had their chance, though, to build upon their lead or build some momentum, but they just, at the end of the day, did not really hit those huge shots. You could say when it mattered most. Both these teams hit big shots, but those huge pivotal shots, they missed some free throws in this game. And what I got to give Julius Randle credit for, Randle made some mistakes with the basketball when he spun, turned the ball over in a big moment. When he got an offensive rebound, I'm like, kick it out. There's guys open outside on the perimeter. There's 2 people on you. He forced it up. And then I believe that's when Aaron Naismith had the bucket on the other end. But Randle started off missing his free throws in this game. But then when it came down to the big free throws at the end of the game to put it away, he knocked them down. He went from he was 3 of 5 or 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Going from that, might have been 2 for 6 to hitting 7 straight free throws. So I got to give credit to Julius Randle for hitting the free throws when it matters most. But just we know from an IQ, IQ part part of the game, he just has ways to go. Like, he had some bad turnovers, but like, if we're gonna blame Randall for some turnovers, like, yes, a lot of people had bad turnovers in this game. But if I'm gonna like blame Randall when it comes to turnovers, yeah, RJ had some moments that he dribble penetrated. You know, he's in the interior and he didn't really know what to do with the basketball. Sometimes he threw it away. Huge turnover when it was a pivotal moment. We're looking to put the game away. Grimes has it, crosses half court. He's blitzed. He's doubled. He throws it to Randall. There wasn't that many people open, but then Randall dives to the floor and like throws it out of bounds. Like, yeah, Randall did turn the ball over, but Grimes, you could say, maybe should have made a quicker decision with the basketball, but they blitzed Randall a lot, and he did not deal with the pressure that well. Just this overall, like, Randall, I didn't think played that well defensively. RJ had some bad moments defensively, but RJ was a beast offensively. I thought he really had a good game when it came to finishing at the basket. This has been one of his best games when it came to finishing in the interior. He was able to hit whatever he wanted. He had also a nice off-balance jumper when it came to mid-range. He didn't hit a three. That's one thing I'm not going to let slide, though. Yeah, he finished very well in the paint. He finished, like, I believe he had a really nice drive that he drove right to the chest of Miles Turner and finished. He did a good job getting to the free throw line. But, yeah, he just needs to hit his open threes. There was a couple shots, or at least 3 shots. I believe he was 0 for 5 from 3. I'm like, you just got to make that, man. That is just a wide-open 3. You got to be able to make them at this level. But I thought he did a great job finishing at the basket. He had over 20 points. Randall had a 20-point night. Brunson had 30 points. The starters definitely stepped up. Mitchell Robinson had a couple huge rebounds, but then there was also times that we didn't crash the glass when it came to the offensive rebounds. He did have some dumb fouls at times, but just like both sides really didn't play that smart of basketball in certain moments or certain situations. So you could say for both sides, both of these teams were just all over the place, like just turning the ball over. Like when the Knicks would turn the ball over, the Pacers wouldn't execute, if you know what I mean. But it wasn't one of those games that our bench really outmatched the Pacers bench. But a huge thing when it came to the starters, Nembhard, who's been a solid rookie for the Pacers, he wasn't aggressive offensively at all. I don't know if he was intimidated by Brunson or what. In this game, Brunson definitely had one hell of a game. But Quickly really struggled off the bench. Quickly was atrocious. I didn't like the shots he was taking at all. I was like yelling at my laptop screen sometimes. I'm like, all right, that's just an off-balance jumper. Because one of the huge runs was when Quickly, he took a shot that was off balance. He didn't set his feet. I'm like, all right, just like take a better shot on the other end. Pacers go on to execute on the other end. And then McBride, I thought he kind of forced a shot. I want to say it was completely forced, but it was pretty contested. I thought we could have got a better shot. So we went from having like the 7-point lead at one point, I believe in the second quarter, to them like tying it. Like they ended up taking the lead. It was just such a back and forth game. There were so many lead changes, but it really came down to the wire. And Brunson absolutely took over. But Benedict Mathurin, he had some nice stretches as well. He had a brilliant finish at the basket. For someone that's a rookie, I believe he's leading the Pacers when it comes to like free throws attempted. But he hit some big shots. Just this overall club played very hard for the Pacers and the New York Knicks. I thought this was an overall very good game when it just came to like an entertainment perspective. But yeah, we shot the ball like not that well from the outside, but you could say we hit shots when it matters most, and that's all that matters. But still some things to clean up defensively. Just I didn't think we did that good of a job communicating, but there were some shots Hield was hitting that were just absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, Randall's shot selection I did not think was that. His shot selection, the turnovers, his defense. And Quentin Grimes, man, yeah, he only had 6 points in this game, but he had some very nice defensive moments, and it was just one of those games that it was like, who's going to come up with more of those 50-50 balls, you know, when like the ball's moving all over the place or they're turning the ball over, both teams are sloppy with the ball. It's like, are you going to take it out of his hands, the ball's up in the air, are you going to jump forward or just have more elevation when it comes to just coming down with the basketball? And Grimes didn't have that many shot attempts in this game. Maybe you wish he was a little more aggressive, but we also don't get him involved a lot. But when our backs were kind of against the wall, it was like we have to go on another run here. In the fourth quarter, Grimes hits a huge 3. Like Grimes had like huge 3s against Chicago as well that last game. So Grimes is someone we can count on to hit big shots, even if he's not taking a lot of shots. He's just really born for those moments, and he came up with the huge 50-50 ball as well in that fourth quarter. This was a scrappy game. It was pretty ugly, I'm not going to lie, but again, Brunson, man, just this dude's ridiculous. He's so good. Just obviously the best Knicks point guard I've ever seen because I'm pretty young. I'm 18 years old. It came down to the free throws. There was a huge call. The Pacers actually went on to challenge it when I believe it was Julius Randle's arm hooked hooked up with Nembhard's arm, and Pacers challenged it, but it was unsuccessful. Randall got the free throws. We're up 1 in this moment as well. It really became a free throw game, but 18 seconds left for the Indiana Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton attempts a step back 3. It was no good, and that's when it pretty much became the foul game, and Julius Randle was able to execute. Credit to him. Credit to the Indiana Pacers. They have a good squad over there. Credit to our New York Knicks. Knicks came out victorious. Let me know down below your thoughts. Peace out, y'all. Let's go, Knicks.